Well, hello and welcome back. Today we've got a package from Gustin, and it is not a pair of jeans. This is actually something that I've been trying to get for a while from them, but it continuously goes out of stock, and I've now been waiting, I think, since September to get this. So, finally have this shirt that I have been waiting for probably about a year. I've been trying to get this thing, and I finally got my paws on it. It's been so long that when they said, hey, the Gustin order has finally shipped, I said, what Gustin order? I had completely forgot that I had requested this item, but I'm stoked that it's finally on its way. So, I mean, by this point, you can see the thumbnail and the description, so you know what's inside. So let's take our very first look. Oh, yeah. All right. Woo-hoo. The number 10 Cone 101 in classic fit. I forgot what fit I got. I think they offer this in 2 fits. Ooh, that feels really, really nice. That's nice and stiff. Okay, let's get that in the frame here. Get a good look at it. Ooh, that's nice. Feels good. The one thing I do really like is we do have our runoff here. Now, some people don't like this. You can simply cut it. You don't have to leave it here. I'm personally going to leave it. I like it. And for point of note, yes, the iconic North Carolina Cone Mills, the white oak plant, that closed down years ago, but Cone still manufactures denim. I believe they have 2 plants in Mexico and one in, I believe, Portugal or something along those lines, but they do have 2 or 3 places where they still actually manufacture. So this, to the best of my knowledge, is not dead stock denim. This is current, new denim, not to be confused with the older Cone Mills 1968, which I believe was actually used from dead stock denim from the white oak Cone Mills plant. Now, I believe they're also still doing the 1968, but I believe it is the same Cone Mills denim that we see here as the iconic Cone Mills white oak plant. That denim, as far as I'm aware, is now gone and done with, but this is nice. Now, this is the classic fit, which should be a wider, boxier cut. Now, I'm anticipating this will probably give me a little bit of shrinkage, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see. Ooh, this is one thing I didn't notice. That's kind of interesting. We actually have the neck that stretches across in buttons, so we have that little double button feature there. I didn't notice that in the product images. That's kind of cool. I never button my neck. One thing, a fun fact about me, is even when I was super skinny and I wore a medium or sometimes a size small in shirts, if I wanted to comfortably have my neck buttoned, I'd have to get a large. So even when I was like really skinny, I would have to get size large shirts so I can wear a tie, like if I had to wear a dress shirt like that, because I couldn't button my neck. I don't think I have the same issue now that I wear a size large, but when I was really skinny, I could never button the neck of my shirts. So yeah, I generally don't do that because I don't really tuck or button all the way up, but I also find it incredibly uncomfortable, mostly because I can never find a shirt that fit me properly in the body that I can button up. Okay, now I did inquire where this denim was made, and they just said from the Cone Mills plant. They didn't tell me which country that Cone Mills plant is in, but it does say that the shirt is made in California. And that is because the shirt is actually cut and sewn in the US. So the shirt is actually made in the US with imported material. So again, I don't know definitively where it's from, but I'm going to go ahead and guess it is actually from the Mexico plant, because that is from what I've been seeing most of the Cone denim has been. So one thing I am also noticing here is that we do have a split left chest pocket. So we do have a seam here, but we have an actual pencil slot, and it's open and it's sewn. So if you wanted to, you could probably remove this seam and have the whole pocket open, much like the right chest pocket, but the left chest is split down the middle, so we actually have a sectioned off front chest pocket. Now we do have a straight back yoke because it's the classic, it's like a work shirt style, so we're not gonna have like a Western cut to it, which is one thing, Gustin, if you're watching, you need to make some Western cut shirts. I love your shirts, but I love Western shirts, and you don't make any of those. So I think that's something you got to add into the lineup, is some Western shirts, because I would love a Cone 101 Western cut shirt. That would be an amazing product that I would love to try on and test out for you. But the next step is to try this on. Now, for point of reference, I am 5'9". I'm probably about 180, 185 right now. I still have to shed some of that winter weight, so I am definitely at a heavier weight, but I am wearing a size large. And before I even completely button it, I can tell I have plenty of room in here. It is quite stiff, as you can see, but it is brand new selvage denim, so it does need to get broken in quite a bit. I do know, I was talking to someone in the comments of one of my, I think it might have been my initial Tellison video for the Redline Rally, and they said that they wanted to do one of these for the rally, but they weren't going to be in time, and I believe he just missed the cutoff. I think the cutoff was the 15th, and it is currently like the 23rd of January. Yeah, it's January 23rd, time of filming, but there we go. That's, checking myself out in the mirror. That feels pretty good. I like the length of the sleeves. Now, I like my sleeves to be a little bit longer because I prefer them to be a little bit longer around my knuckles, as opposed to when I reach out, I have a super short sleeve. So I like my sleeves to be a little bit longer because the selvage, as this breaks in, it's going to crease a little bit. It's going to create some of those honeycombs, and it's actually going to pull it up a little bit. So eventually, with a little bit of shrinkage, and as this breaks in and creases, it's actually going to rise, and it will probably end up being pretty perfect on me. I don't think it's going to come up like, 2-3 inches, but I'm probably going to get it to crinkle up and probably rise 1/4 to 1/2 inch depending upon the denim. That's with shrinkage and with the honeycomb. So I like that it's a little bit longer, so when I stick on my arm, I don't have like that 3/4 sleeve baseball shirt. There we go, front look, my profile, and it feels good. Now, one thing I'm kind of wide in the back, and I can stretch. I can feel a little bit in my back, but it is not so tight that, I could totally get a full range of motion out of this. So that's one problem that I sometimes have, mostly with denim jackets. And some shirts, if they're a little bit too snug, I don't get that full range of motion. I can only usually get my arms to about here, but I can totally close my arms. So I have a full range of motion. I can feel it a little bit in the back, but it will also stretch out a little bit. So between the breaking in, once it loosens up, I kind of get a little bit of that shrinkage, both in the fabric shrinking and as the sleeves kind of shrink up with the honeycombing. I think overall the size large is actually, I think, going to start to fit me like a glove once I get it really worn and broken in. So let's go ahead and do a test that I usually don't do on camera because I don't think about it, but it's something I immediately notice whenever I put on a long sleeve shirt and wear it for the first time. The watch test. So there we go. Watch is fully out. You can totally see that. Let's take a step back and see. And it dropped right over the watch. I hate when you get a shirt and it will get caught underneath your watch. That's just uncomfortable. And then you got to do that little shake. And that actually worked really well. Sometimes you're doing that shake and then you got to kind of get your finger in there and feed it over the watch. But that completely covered my my watch, no problem. I didn't get that. Let's even see if it does it again. Perfect. Now, again, it's brand new, it's stiff, so I'm sure as it breaks in and softens up, it's going to maybe not pop over my watch as easily, but right now, that covered very, very easily. And that's one thing I do like about, or don't like about some shirts, is oftentimes, even if I'm wearing a long sleeve, I'll keep the cuffs unbuttoned and just have them flapping open because I hate when it bunches up underneath my watch. Now, you'll notice, mostly my Type 3s, I will always unbutton the cuffs on my jackets, but sometimes I'll actually do that on my shirts as well. It just feels more comfortable, but this is landing good. So overall, very satisfied with the length of the sleeves. I'm not getting that 3/4 sleeve shirt when I pull my arm out, and then once this breaks in, it's going to bunch up a little in the elbow. It's going to bring it up some. The fabric itself will shrink. If I wash it, I will probably do a cold soak in this eventually. Not anytime right away, but yeah, I'm really overall enjoying the feel of this denim, the cut of it. I like, generally you've heard me say this before, Western shirts are my favorite shirts. I think all shirts should be Western shirts, but I like the cut of this. It is a work shirt. It doesn't have that super squared off look. I feel like it's not quite tapered like a Western shirt would be, but it's laying really good on the body. I like the way it's laying. And I think because it's denim, selvage denim, I like it a little bit more, and I feel like it's probably just tapering in just that slight bit. So I love Cone denim, so the fact that it's selvage It's Cone, and it's the way it's cut, it's tapering just a little bit. I'm overall really liking the cut of this shirt. Now the Gustin Cone 101 work shirt comes in $119 USD. It is available in both a classic fit, as seen here, and a slim fit. Now this is made from a number 10 100% cotton 13.5 ounce Cone Mills Denim. Now once again, Gustin does not specify where the factory that made the Cone Mills Denim is located, but it is cut and sewn in the US of A. The shirt features raw gray contrast stitching, custom Corzo buttons, and the shirt features the side seam runoff that, if you're not a fan of it, you can cut it off, but personally I dig it and I will be leaving it on my shirt. And in case you are wondering, Gustin does bar tack the runoff so it will not unravel and have your shirt fall apart literally at the seams. But overall, first impressions, very positive. Fit, feel, finish, awesome. Love the cut of it, love the feel of it, love the look of it. 13.5 ounce denim is going to be great for this time of year. It's a little bit cooler. Salvage denim shirts in general are a little bit heavier. Not quite flannel territory, but I think it's easily a 3-season shirt. I can wear this fall, winter, and then in the spring. Summertime, I'm not going to be wearing a denim shirt, and if I do, it's probably going to be something 10 ounce or lighter. Most likely, I will be wearing chambray in the summertime, or like a plaid western shirt. I got a couple plaid button-down short sleeve western shirts that I will probably end up just wearing. Their cotton. But overall, 3-season shirt is what I'm going to call this. Yeah, like it, dig it so far, but we're going to put it through its paces and we're going to test it out to see, in the long run, do I think that it's worth $120 and do I recommend that you buy it? So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Like the full real user review of the Wear Gustin Cone 101 Cone Mills work shirt. I think I just said Cone twice. Good night.